Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3. Last time, we got all the ultimate weapons, and I missed talking to this guy. If you're not aware where we are, we're in the diner area with the KOS-MOS machine. You need to talk to this guy in order to go do what I said I was going to do last time. Talk to him, talk about a pretty stone. Most of the droids on the ship will mention things about the items they're giving you early on in the game. They'll talk about this stone, or the one guy talks about wanting to make a sword, but you can't do any of this until the start of Chapter 9. So once you do this, you get the Grief Stone. Now, I had a little bit of time after I recorded the last episode after I realized I screwed this up, and so what I've done is I've already set up a save state where I've come all the way through here into the first area. This is the blue area. So like I said in the last episode, we have to come back, we have to go through all of this stuff, the entirety of this dungeon all over again. I didn't have time to set up any of the other ones, but once you get the Grief Stone, these resonating holy power locations will be here, and you'll be able to power it up? Sure. Basically, now I'm going to go back and do all the other ones, and well, I guess I'll show you me powering it up, even though it's just going to be the same scene over and over again. Enjoy! You don't have to do any of the puzzles as you go back through them. They're all pretty much all finished for you. You just have to come all the way here and get these. Now, because the enemies around here give so much great experience, money, SP, etc., I would highly recommend you kill the enemies along your way, as I am doing, because I've already built up quite a bit of money. I also, while I was off screen, I sold some of my excess equipment. Nothing in the weapons or department or armor department, but any of my extra generators, say for the fact that now these ones are always there. You can't get rid of these particular ones for some reason, the original ones. But I kept a few of the better ones sticking around, some of the unique ones, and then obviously the ones I'm using. Sold most of the extra ones of these, except for, again, one before and the ones that you can't get rid of. And I sold a few of the extra pieces in here, and I also did that for my regular equipment as well. No weapons, no armor, but I did sell some of my excess stuff here. I kept enough dog tags for everyone, even though I'll probably never use them again. Pretty much anything that was giving me HP or EP on this layer, unless it had something else valuable. Here I sold a few extra things that I wasn't going to use. There's pretty much some of this stuff you won't be able to sell. Like I sold a bunch of those, and then I picked up another one from fighting here. Here I got rid of anything that was HP or EP or break related, because save for those two since they're unique. Except for the enhanced rings, got rid of the extra lightning rings and all that kind of jazz. And yeah, just basically it's easier to go through my inventory now. With our new equipment, most of the enemies around here really don't stand a chance, whether in your mechs or in character form, so I wouldn't really worry too much about that. The enemies will be pretty easy. They still drop some good stuff. Just make sure you have a large rare item on whenever possible, and as much G as you can get out of it. I would also recommend that you work on your level 3 anima awakening skills by using them to take care of some of the enemies. Of course, Zebulon's is the best because it kills more than one enemy, but using the other ones is useful as well. I tend to, you can run away from, I've done them all now, I believe. There we go, so I should be able to head back into the center. There we go. And I think I have to blow this stuff up again too, don't I? Oh no, I can go right here. And for doing that, we get the universe and God's breath. Let's go and dive ourselves out of the UMN since we're finished with that for now. After you've gone back through there, you should have a decent amount of items at your disposal, so you should probably go and sell some of those. But like I was saying, I would recommend that you, yeah, look at all those. I would recommend that you run away from certain fights, like kill, say, 5 of the 6 enemies, 4 of the 5 enemies, whatever, run away, and then enter the battle again to build up your points a little bit for your anima so that you can actually use your level 3 skills a little bit more often. It's just an effective way if you're interested in doing that. Sell some more of those items. All repairs, won't need that many. But we will be using them at some point. Now, at this point, let's take a look at Chaos's new ultimate weapon there. God Breath. Sure, why not? We also got the Universe. I can't remember if that's a ring. That is a ring. Half EP, null enemy counter, null enemy revenge. Very good. Much like the Ring of Eden, though you will never use the Ring of Eden now that you've got this. But yeah, they kind of drop a lot of really good stuff on you all at once. It's kind of weird that way. Really wish they would have balanced it out a little more so we could have gotten some of these things early on, like this. You really should have before the halfway point in the game, really, based on pretty much any other JRPG where you get something like that. But, oh well. Now, there are 2 optional bosses available to us at this point. Now, as far as I remember, both of them are a lot longer than I have left in this video. So, instead of doing that, we're going to move a little bit forward. But I do need to check something real quick, and then we'll head out. Okay, I just wanted to check when the next boss fight is, which it's not all that far off, so we will be taking on another boss today. In doing so, I would like to go over my ES setup in a generic way for pretty much every random battle. So we want Charge, we want Anima on everyone, those 2 go on everyone, and then D-Treasure 2 on somebody. Somebody obviously needs Censor, and I usually put Nullify Effect with them just because Nullify Effect is great. And then if I can't do Nullify Effect, I'm not sure if that adds to your rare drop rate, but meh, might as well. The only other thing to put on is basically do like I did over there with Nullify Effect, and then you could throw like Counter or Revenge on. I tend to leave Counter and Revenge off for normal encounters for the fact that they tend to kill enemies that I'm trying to get finished strikes on, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, now I'm going to change all of that for an upcoming boss fight, except for thing wants to go to the wrong spot. So Anima, we want that on pretty much for the rest of the game, unless, you know, specific boss fight we can't have it on. Nullify Effect, we want that on. And no, what am I doing here? I don't want Nullify Effect on, I want those 2 on, and then I can't do Nullify Effect. So I'm going to put Nullify, or D-Clean on instead, and Revenge. And then here we need Censor, and get rid of those. We got Anima, and those 2, and no, stop that. And might as well throw Revenge on you as well. Actually, I'm going to throw Clean on you. There we go. And let's see, you don't need that. Nor do you need that for boss fights. So Anima, protection against any type of counter, and Clean, and might as well give Revenge to you. It doesn't... the other thing you can do is you could choose Nullify Enemy Guard, which basically means they can't guard your attacks. That would also be useful, say on someone like Medina, but obviously you need to have... Well, you don't need to have Censor, you could take Censor off, and I could just tell you what the boss is weak to, but either way, that's what I want going forward. Now, let's leave.
So this is Mictum.
It is a land of atonement for mankind. This entire world is like a tombstone.
What's up, Ziggy?
What is it, old man? Getting scared?
No, it's nothing. There's a lot of noise. The sensors don't seem to be working well.
For those of you, again, who have played or know anything about Pied Piper, the planet Mictum, which was actually the planet we saw in the opening cinematic to episode 3, and that showed a woman nosifying as the sun presumably was thrown out in an escape pod. Now, this was also once called the planet Abraxas in Pied Piper, and that is where Ziggy is from in his human life before he became a cyborg. So there's obviously some emotional thing going on there, and they will move further into that as we go forward.
What's with you guys? You and Kanan are both acting weird. Get a grip, okay?
Kanan, we're not too sure what he's up to at this point. He had that conversation with Chaos, but we're not really too sure about it.
I'm fine.
Okay. Sure. Steal Shion's line. by all means. At least Shion's not saying it this time. This is Micdom, and for whatever reason, that seems to fix the fact that there's no sound effects at times going into the menu. I have no idea. But anyway, before you go forward, kind of make sure you're ready and primed up before you head in. Yeah, but we're pretty good. I think we've saved and all that jazz ahead of time. Let's go over here. And I'm probably going to spoil the fact that there are going to be boss fights in this area, but this is the final dungeon of a 3-part series.
Into other people's homes uninvited.
There's going to be a lot of boss fights here. A lot of boss fights as you go through this dungeon. It's like a 3 or a 4-part dungeon. They call it different things as you move through the different parts of the area. But basically we're traveling through, you know, the planet, and then a building, and then a building within a building, and then the underground, and some other weird place. Anyway, I like this. The fact that we've seen Richard and, was it Herman? Either way, these two morons more than once. They're basically Team Rocket at this point. They never seem to really do anything, and they're just there to kind of buy time. But we haven't seen their faces at all. Ever.
Of course. Our role is to deliver punishment to you heretics.
And instead of drawing them faces now, they won't even show it. I think that's kind of cool. It's kind of clever.
So, you still haven't gotten tired of getting your butts kicked, huh?
No, apparently not.
My, you certainly talk big for trespassers. Be grateful that the punishment of your heresy will take place here in the Ormus Holy Land. It's above and beyond the honor that should be bestowed on someone like you. Are you so moved that you're trembling?
No, I'm pissed off that you won't shut up.
Enough of the speeches already. Let's fight!
I agree with you, Junior.
Oh, don't worry. We will. For your sentence is death.
Cool! Let's kill you! Now, we saw these guys before, and they were Scudum and Pilum. Now they have ESs. They're basically the same idea. Gad is Pilum, and Joseph is Scudum, so he's the defensive one. He's the offensive one. Lower HP, higher HP, more damage, less damage. As you might expect, this one's weak to fire, so Asher's great against them, as is Jin if you want to use Jin, and weak to lightning, which means Asher is also good against this one. Now, what I'm going to do is I built up my anima gauges to max, but I'm actually going to go for a couple of normal attacks first, just to lower his HP a little bit before I use all my anima awakenings. And the reason for that is he likes to use a specific attack. And it has something to do with his Anima Awakening, and it's kind of annoying. And the only way to counter it is with Ambush. So I want to lower his HP a little bit before I use all of the damage that'll cause him to use it. That way I'll be ready to do lots of ambushes when everyone's in Anima Awakening. But yeah, for the most part, just beat the crap out of them. This fight is actually not easy. And the reason why you want to avoid the special attack that he hasn't even announced yet is because he can do a shit ton of damage with it, like 50,000 damage. As you can see, that will almost kill us at full HP. Some of us it will kill at full HP. So he's weak to lightning, so lots of damage there. Yeah, he's down to half. No, we don't want to do that. I don't want to do Anima Awakening. And what to do first, this will hit both, which is good because fire is the weakness of Joseph, which means it does more damage to you. So I already dropped you a little bit. Yeah, I did, what was it, 100,000 to you, and you got cut in half, and I did 60,000 to you, and I got, what, an eighth, a fifth, a sixth? Yeah, definitely want to make sure you're taking this guy down. And X Cannon. Go. As you can see, I probably should have done just a little tiny bit more damage to him, because now I got to keep him alive while I try and beat the crap out of this guy for a while. That's unfortunate. Basically, if you could do probably 2 rounds then, and then you'll be able to one-shot him, which would be rather nice. and then just kind of get him out of the way right off the bat. He does get some additional dialogue if you bring Jin along, talking about something about Commander Margulis and all this other stuff. Which means he's probably going to use his powerful attack on me and maybe kill one of my characters. That would suck because I would have to re-record this boss fight. So let's see how well this goes.
Destroying enemy units.
Get a bunch of ambushes in. Go. We should have more ambushes coming. I won't be able to counter his ability with my ambushes anymore. That'd be pylons or gads.
Please hit.
But yeah, I really wish I would have just killed them outright. That would have made my job a lot easier. Yeah, because now...
Richard, please stand down. I'll handle the rest.
Silence! Who do you think you're talking to? Just follow my orders.
Yeah, he's going to do a bunch of damage. And yeah, he went straight into that without any prep. So I'm going to have to re-record because, yeah, that does almost 50,000 damage.
We can't take any more.
Next time, I will get 2 rounds, and we will eliminate him right off the bat, and then I will meet you back here in a sec. Okay, we're back. We haven't done any damage to you yet, but we're pretty much ready to annihilate you. Yeah, 2 rounds is probably, well, most definitely the best way to go if you come in here with your full anima gauge. You can avoid dealing with any of his crap altogether.
It can't be. How can I lose? It's impossible.
Not really. It's actually kind of easy. You come in here with anima gauges full, do 2 rounds against you, and then you die. And now we'll just plug away at this guy who doesn't really do any damage. So it's a good way of avoiding taking a crap ton of damage and just ending the fight a lot easier than and a lot faster than it otherwise would be. Okay, so we'll just keep pounding away at this guy now, and he will probably fall down before too long. He has a lot more HP though, so you're definitely not taking him down in, 1 round of Anima Awakenings. Though by the time I get to building them up, it probably will take that amount. But I probably should heal at some point. He can do some damage.
No mercy. Please hit.
I will avenge Richard.
Really? Yeah, his Anima Awakening isn't as worrisome. Though I should probably heal. I was hoping to wait until afterward, but I'll use Zebulon to do that because I'll get more damage out of using Asher.
Destroying enemy units.
Ambush.
Please hit.
Yeah, one of the advantages of having really powerful weapons as your main weapons is that when you do have an ambush, you'll do a lot more damage. Like the Dina only has her weaker weapon there, so she's not doing as much damage as, say, Zebulon or Asher. Let's see here. Screw it. I'll repair. Easy enough. Not like I really need to worry too much about it, but we do need to build up for another special attack there. Probably won't get an ambush here, but no big deal. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, with Anima Awakening on, even if the enemy's not weak to the element you're using, everyone can build up a full round in 1 turn, or a full round of Anima Awakening in 1 turn. But watch if you have a weakness, or your attack is strong against the enemy, and look how much you can build up. Yeah.
Impressive, but you will not escape my attack.
Not trying to. Missed. But yeah, so definitely want to have De-Anima on pretty much at all times. It boosts your anima gauge so much. And of course everyone else gets a decent amount. Yeah, after he's taken enough damage, he will decrease his HP. So kind of be aware of that. Yeah, we'll hit you twice, why not? Unfortunately, I think it's Zebulon who will probably do the most damage with her attack since he's weak to fire. You may not get that built up, though. No, probably not. Yeah, anytime you get a critical, your gauge will go up even faster as well, so just kind of be aware of that. Let's heal you. Which one? That one? Sure. Almost out of those if I'm not completely out of them. Was that my last one? It was my last one. Look at that. Okay. A couple of those. And that should bring me up to max, hopefully. Ah, really? That sucked. I might be able to kill you, but I'm going to build up everyone's anima a little bit more. That way I won't have to do it later. So, oh, you won't be full, will you? Yeah, well. Yeah, I can probably get 2 attacks without killing you. And then Asher should be able to finish the job. Yep. Not that I need level 3, but I want to build it up. As you can see, while I was running back through Abel's arc, I built them all up to level 2. But anyway, he falls down.
If I can rest here, I'll have no regrets.
Well, that's where you rest, alright. And yeah, the boss fight is of varying length, somewhere between, I'd say, 6 and 10 minutes, depending on what you're doing. But lots of points. We like lots of points. The one weird thing about anima battles is if your mechs die in the battle, they still gain experience. It's really weird. Just they get the 75% amount that Jin gets from the outside. And as you can see, now that we've done a bunch of boss fights in mech form, yeah, Jin's starting to fall behind on experience. He's a full level and a half behind now, so that's rather unfortunate. Those are your guaranteed drops. They are things I won't use, but oh well. They're there. And once they are defeated, of course, the people just disappear into the ether. But that thing, and we've seen that thing before in episode 2, that was what interfered with Shion when she was escaping in the Dina.
That appeared before.
And
Is
it
a
did.
Testament?
We don't know if it's a testament, but considering it's all black and we haven't beaten the Black Testament yet, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
It looks like he's taunting us to follow him.
But we don't have time for that today. I don't think we can head over here, can we? No. That one is off limits. We need to go over this way. Which will bring us to... oh, this scene. Okay, never mind. I was thinking it was a save point. No, we have a whole, whole screen full of stuff to go through before that save point. But that's pretty much all the time I have for today. Next time we will continue through Mechdom and fight some more enemies and get some more treasure before finding that save point and more cutscenes. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.